Hello and welcome back to Cardboard Decoy Plays Kerbal Space Program. So, let's see, last time we had some fun with a rocket plane. It didn't quite work out as planned, but that is totally fine. Now, what we want to do is try to come up with something interesting. Now, it's going to be a little bit easier to make some craft. For example, number one, I want to point out that this comes with, your command pods come with a reaction wheel, which is what controls your pitch, roll, and yaw as you are flying. And as you can see, on the one we've been using, it's only been 5. And then on the new one, it is 10. So we have twice as much torque. And then in addition to that, we also have a small inline reaction wheel, which gives us an extra 5 torque wherever we put it. So all of these things use a ton of power, so we have to be a little bit wary of that, or at least conscious of it as it's happening. And then other than that, the other main things we have to play with are some landing struts, a new kind of parachute, or no, we've had that parachute, and batteries are going to be useful for a number of things that we'll eventually get into. But for now, this is how we're going to start out most of our different devices. We also have a way to attach this Science Buddy Jr. here, which gives us another means for collecting science from different things. And then we can also throw some mystery goo on there. Yeah, we'll make sure this is balanced out. Whoa. Definitely want to make sure it's balanced, otherwise problems gonna happen. You know what? That's good enough. Again, still roughly phallic, but hey, whatever. So, and then we do... Well, you know what? We'll leave 2 on there. That's fine. Okay. It's a little off-center, but whatever. And then, let's see. What else do we want? We want batteries. Yeah, here we go. So here is what I would consider sort of a standard command pod structure. So if you notice, I'm not doubling these up, because as far as I know, these don't actually have any kind of physics attached to them. Like, that's... A lot of things in this game don't really have any particular physics that are set to them. So, like, if we do the center of mass here, it's not shifting towards the batteries at all as we place them. So you can see that in action like so. We can add as many batteries as we want. It'll continue to add mass, which is 0, but never mind. All they have is drag, which just means in atmosphere will go a little bit slower. But that's in atmosphere. Everywhere else it doesn't matter. So we can kind of go apeshit with those and nobody's going to care. Let me take this off really quick. We want this to be singular. Yeah, that's going to be our new antenna for sending back data as we so choose. And then, yeah, so this is going to be what we re-enter the atmosphere with whenever we so choose to enter the atmosphere at all. It seems like I had other parachutes, but maybe I didn't. There we go. That'll be hopefully enough. And then, there we go. That is our last stage that we need to worry about. So we'll go ahead and add another one and create a structure like so. Bam. Alright, cool stuff. And then, yeah, we'll just start adding stages like we normally do. So the goal here is we want to be able to make a lander. If I can land on the moon, that would be awesome. That would be beyond words awesome. So let's go ahead and start plotting for this. Now, we want to kind of build it like we had before that was fairly successful in regards to just having the fuel to escape the moon, which will be very important in the future, certainly. So, there we go. If we do that, that should be more than enough fuel for whatever we happen to want or need. So, we'll go ahead and make sure there's a huge fuel booster here. And then what we're going to do next is, let's see, what do we want? Yeah, as a radial decoupler. This is going to basically be governing our landing ability. So, what is that? Is that... Oh, Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4... Is that 6? That's 6. Okay, cool. So, this is kind of how I like to do things. You may agree or not. That is totally fine and up to you. However, I, again, am not a rocket scientist, and so I do the best I can with what I have in this regard. So, I will stick to that. Alright, let's see. There's that. That's our last stage. And then, yeah, if we really need to detach... Hopefully we won't have to detach these until we are out of the moon's immediate gravity well. Alright, there we go. God, I kind of wish I had gotten the extra huge fuel tanks right about now. So, but that's no worries. That's where all the fun's going to come from, right? Alright, so we're going to do that. Make sure those things don't rattle apart. And then we're also, just in case, going to attach these like so. And that's going to end up draining fuel from our main tank here, but that's not so much of a concern. That's just more of a safety issue as far as I can determine. So, yeah, there we go. We want those to be in the same group as those. And then next stage, we actually want to, let's see, where is structural? Come on, I'm looking for, there we go. That was shockingly difficult. And then here we're going to add an inline reaction wheel. That's awfully small, but should do the job. I hope. Why is that so small? I could have sworn they are actually supposed to be much bigger, but whatever. That's basically going to be jettisoned off once we start getting rid of some of these, and this is just going to help us with our gravity turning and whatnot. This is going to be our interplanetary, for sure, stage, and mooner landing stage. Normally you would want to add a ladder, which we do not have access to at the moment. But that's fine. I'm pretty good at Kerbal rockets, so that shouldn't be a huge issue for us. Hopefully, famous last words, and all of that. So, oh hey, I'm not actually done here yet. Let's go ahead and we need to attach that there. Yep, and then here we go, liquid fuel engine. That is what we're going to land with. So that should be more than enough fuel to not only land, but get back up and into orbit around the moon. And then we'll jettison off all of these engines and then have whatever fuel is left to go home on without any problems. This is probably too big, mind you, but let's go ahead and do this. Right now our payload is probably ridiculous, like shamefully so. Is there a way to look at these? Let's see. This is going to be Mooner Lander Mark 1. Okay, cool. And then, yes. So, is there... I really want to see... What is this? I think that's the cost of this thing if we were playing in normal career mode. Center of thrust. Yeah, it's below center of gravity. Mission flag. Crew. Yeah, what are our mission flag options? You know what? Let's, there we go. Sure. We'll change it up just a little bit. We're going to want a good flag for whenever we do actually land there. So while I kind of look at this, I'm going to take a drink. Okay. So, yes. That is... Yeah, that's that. And then those. Let's go ahead and make sure those are in the same group there. Okay, cool. Now these are incredibly low thrust, but you really don't want that much thrust whenever you're trying to adjust for a landing. Oh, hey, we got these. These are... Oh, no. Never mind. That's not what I was thinking they were. Okay, whatever. Max thrust 215. Yeah. All that's good. Solid fuel boosters. Alright, now we just need to worry about actually getting our payload into space. We do have options here, but we don't have any way to really attach that on there, so we're just going to put them like this. So, there we go. And like so. That's probably going to cause all of those engines to explode on the outside, but whatever. I am not perturbed by this. Okay, cool. So, that'll get us our last little bit into orbit. I'm thinking. And what is the ISP on these? Victor, 300 versus 320. Ah, jeez. Alright, well, this will be tricky regardless of what I try to do, but hopefully we can make it work. Alright, cool. So there's that, and then what we want to do after that is go ahead and add a bunch of these radial decouplers. And we're going to make a birthday cake. Hooray, cake. Everybody loves cake, correct? Okay. As long as we're not talking about, well, I won't get into the possible alternate definitions of cake, in which case, stop. No, not acceptable. Alright. Alright. So, and, yes. Okay. So there's that. Just so long as we don't, yeah, you can see the shifting just a little bit of the center of gravity. But that's fine. We'll end up anchoring all of these things together and hopefully creating a great deal of stability in the process. So's the plan. And here we go. And yes, this is why I don't play career mode with money. This is proof positive I may never play career mode with money. Although, yeah, so I did some research after my last video, and they did indeed release version 0.25 of Kerbal Space Program. And basically they added a bunch of cool stuff, mostly effects and explosions. We can now crash into the buildings and they will be destroyed, and if you're playing in career mode, then you have to rebuild them in order to have their functions back, which can be a bit of a pain, I would imagine. So, yeah, even more reasons why I will not be playing career mode. Let's go ahead and make sure these are all tied together. They don't look like they're inherently tied to one another, then naturally we're going to want to fix that. Let's see. Yeah, that lines up pretty well. Will it get us into space? No telling. Let's find out. Okay, cool. So, yeah, you go like so, and then, yeah, those fire off. Okay, so we're gonna save that, and then launch. More coffee. Fingers crossed, we'll probably need to put some wings on it, but other than that, as long as we can escape the atmosphere, we'll be fine. Oh, that didn't go well. Yeah, so, we destroyed the landing, or launch pad. So there you go. Destructible buildings, everyone. Say hello. Alright, we are going to pretend that didn't happen. Okay. Two things. One, let's lower this to the ground a little bit. Alright. Now, if this were a real-world scenario, this wouldn't work because there's no way to actually get something like this off the ground. There's just too much drag involved. So, let's go ahead and let's see. Yes, we want something that will actually help us turn, first and foremost. Alright. And just in case we do start spinning wildly, these will help soften that a little bit, hopefully. That's the plan. And then we need to add... where are you? There we go. These guys. So, this will hold us in place. We're going to put this after we actually set off the rocket, so they'll start generating thrust. And, oh, why did it not do all of them? That's interface sometimes, I swear. Okay, cool. Alright, let's try that again. I know what happened there. There was too much weight, and whenever it settled down, all of the rockets in the middle that are sticking out just barely totally managed to destroy themselves. Oh, that's some bad wobble. Let's see how this actually turns out, though. For fun. Oh, yeah. That's not good. Oh, brilliant. Hey, and we survived, though. But look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? So wonderful. I love it. Favorite thing ever. Alright, revert to vehicle assembly. Alright, now to fix that is actually really easy. All we need are struts. Struts. Oops. Hold on. Let me take that out and then... Whoa. There we go. We need ×6. Alright. And then, any more struts, do you figure? Probably. Let's go ahead and just make sure that it's all relatively balanced out, and that should prevent the wobble. Fantastic. Okay. Launch. Okay. Alright. See? No wobble. Those struts are fantastic. And then now we just watch. I'm going to turn on SAS to hopefully mitigate any random rolling and whatnot we may actually start to accrue. So, not the greatest of starts so far. Let's see, halfway, well, 2/3 of the way through our fuel. We haven't broken 200 meters per second yet, which does not fill me with the greatest amount of hope, let's say. So maybe it's time that I start rethinking how I design these things. I definitely am no space professional. But you already knew that, so... Okay. And... At least we're about to break out of the thicker atmosphere, which is exactly what I would prefer at this particular juncture. Let's see, what is our apoapsis height? Yeah, that's enough to start attempting to turn just a little bit. Oh, we got a little bit of a wobble. You see that? I didn't have struts in between these two sections. That could be bad. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness. Okay. Whee! Alright, we are now in full spin. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh, that is magnificent. Whoa. But it's not doing a full spin, which is the great part. Oh my god, and it's still holding together. This is magnificent. Oh, wow. Oh, this is great. How is it not just spontaneously combusting constantly? Alright, what's our current apoapsis height? If we could make this work, that'd be awesome. Cut engines. Alright. Whoa. Oh, wait. No, I was doing it wrong. Alright. Just calm down. Cool your tits. Alright. Whoa. Whoa. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to have to, hopefully, generate enough thrust here with our tiny-ass engines. Okay. Let's go ahead and check our fuel here. Are we pulling a lot of fuel from that tank yet? No, not really. Good. Okay. So this is... We're still losing speed, and by losing speed, yeah, this isn't going to work. Okay, cool. Revert flight to vehicle assembly. This looks like it's a trial and error sort of episode, but that's fun. That's totally fine. Alright, let's see. One more set of struts. There we go. I'm trying to attach it in the middle here, and it's not going to let me. Okay, fine. We'll do it like this. Why? What? What? I can't Control Z it. That sucks. Okay. Let's do it like this. Yes, okay, that works. And then one more cross this way. Alright. One more try. Let's get out of the atmosphere before I end this damn episode. Okay. Loading up. There we go. And launch. Not bad all told, really. The fact that we're keeping relatively stable in this and not spinning is kind of... Oh, sorry, I hit my mic. Is actually kind of nice. Like, not necessarily expected. Oh, look at that ability to turn, too. We can start our gravity turn whenever we want. That's brilliant. Okay. So, we'll actually do that. We want to head east in order to start approaching the moon. Oh, easy. Yeah, those tail fins are definitely helping and allowing us to do our gravity turn really early. So, okay. Ooh, and first engines are gone. We've got the Mach effects, which is perfect. Okay, that was really close to taking out all those engines whenever the original boosters fall away, but they didn't, so we're fine, basically. And we should be seeing re-entry effects as we go up here. That's kind of the goal. That's how you know you're doing it right, more or less. Okay, now the lack of wobble allows us to control the ship. I'm going to try to turn just a little bit more now that we are leaving the atmosphere. We're in the upper atmosphere now, and we'll be in the upper atmosphere here pretty soon, so now's as good a time as any, especially while we still have solid fuel boosters to kind of help us along. That is always helpful, especially since I don't think these guys are going to be as much of a help as I would like them to be, so we'll try to get as much horizontal velocity as possible before eventually trying to do things the other way. Okay, Yeah, our apoapsis height is beyond high enough, so now we just need to hang in there and hopefully make it to as far as we need. Oh, I found out what these blue markers are for. These are actually markers for whenever we set our what you call it, like our nodes, the symbols on the nodes. So that's not, what is that? Because that's prograde, and then the other one's retrograde, which we're already pretty familiar with. But this is now God, I can't remember the name for it. It's the blue markers that sort of shift the orbit around, kind of hula hoopy. And then we also have the normal and anti-normal markers, which is how we change our angle around the planet here. Alright, we're burning through a pretty decent amount of fuel. This is going to be a fairly long burn. Yeah, I can't warp faster than 1x while ship is under acceleration, so I think we're going to make it. I think this is going to be totally fine. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and end the video now, get into a stable orbit, and we'll start making our way towards the moon here fairly soon, and all will be well. So is the plan. As this has been Cardboard Decoy playing Kerbal Space Program. If you have enjoyed, please do like, comment, and subscribe, and then I will see you next time. Have fun.